તાજા સમાચાર તમારી ભાષામાં મેળવવા માટે ડાઉનલોડ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડડેની એપ.
So ऐसे गीत का क्या मतलब है? So he said वो हीरोइन का नाम है.
Throughout while shooting Jab We Met, all I did was talk about Tashan. So Imtiaz must have really thought that, I don't know what like, she has no idea.
Imtiaz was a new director when he came to meet me. He had been roaming around with the script for a few years.
Oh yeah?
And it wasn't getting made. And the first time he came to me, the script, you know, they come with, he came with the script and it had Geet written on it. So I said, Geet का क्या मतलब है? So he said, वो हीरोइन का नाम है. तो I looked at him, I said, अगली बार हीरो के पास जाएगा तो हीरोइन के नाम वाली स्क्रिप्ट लेकर मत जाना, कुछ और लिख देना. So the next time he came to me, it had train written on it. And he was, very dreamy, and he was a very good-looking guy. The first thing that struck me was Imtiaz was really good-looking.
Yeah,
guy,
he could be an actor himself.
He could 100%.
I mean, yeah, he has done Black Friday, like a Chotu role.
Yeah, but he is very much a filmmaker at heart and a writer. I think originally, he looked at himself as a writer, and then he wanted to, So Imtiaz was quiet, very kind of dreamy, in his thoughts a lot, but he had a bound script. And he read out of a bound script. So I was first impressed that somebody has come with a bound script.
I cannot leave you without a conversation on Jab We Met. And I had Shahid Kapoor on this show. And he had an amazing story to tell, which is the first time that Imtiaz went to him with a script. To narrate to him, he saw the script, it said Geet written on it.
Yeah, that was the title of the film.
And that was the original title of the film. Shahid told him, the next time you go to a movie star, make sure you don't write the name of the female protagonist on the script. That movie just happened to you, or is there something that you manifested in the way that you did Buckingham Murders, or is this something that you had no clue would turn out to be what it did? What is the story behind you doing that film? Because it's the most iconic film that you've done so far in your career in terms of like something that survives as a whole, not just a character.
It's relevant, like you said, every generation.
Yeah.
Kind of changed the way female characters also were written. Because you've never seen that kind of,
And you're not that Punjabi girl.
No, vociferous kind of.
Yeah, you're not a Delhi girl or whatever it is.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But people believed that. And I mean, there's always a little bit of me in all my characters. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even manifest it. I was actually without work. I hadn't worked in a year and a half because I was saying no to films because I was not getting the kind of film that I wanted.
Okay.
So I was saying no to big films.
Like which ones did you say no to?
I said no to a few. It's so unfair.
You said no to quite a few films, huh? Yeah. Queen, I hear you said no to.
That was
this is much later, of course.
Much later.
Yeah.
But this was, I was genuinely not wanting to do any films because I was like, the films weren't working. So I want to take a sabbatical for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think Imtiaz called up Shahid and the film and he narrated it. And we didn't even know Imtiaz because Imtiaz had just made Socha Na Tha.
Right.
And I hadn't seen the film. And Shahid, I think, had seen the film. So he just came out of the blue. And it just like so happened, he approached Shahid and then Shahid told me that, listen, he's going to approach you for this role and it's great and whatever. And it just, and I never even thought. I was like, yeah, I'll do this movie. I never knew that it would be this iconic kind of whatever movie. I just thought, Punjabi girl, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. And I think Imtiaz always looked at me for that you're not understanding what this character is. You don't know what you're doing. And I was very like, then I signed the Yashraj film with Tashan. And I got into this whole thing that, I need to get like a six-pack, I need to get ripped because that's what it is. That's what it takes, to be like the best. And I got
You're doing a Jawan. You're doing a Jawan in yourself.
I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. And I went crazy and I was like working out and I did this and I was like, what is this? Geet, why? Because I'm doing Tashan.
Yeah.
I'm going to come with my six-pack in high speed and it's going to just...
Size zero.
blow the world. And that, of course, which it did. But it wasn't that movie, it was this. So throughout, while shooting Jab We Met, all I did was talk about Tashan. So Imtiaz must have really thought that, I don't know what, she has no idea. And the best part was, I think that's what worked. That I actually had no idea. And I was just, following Imtiaz's instructions. I was playing the part. And there was some magic that was being created on the side. while the size 0 body was being made.
So you shooting
there
it
was
simultaneously?
Yeah, completely.
Wow.
I was training for Tashan and shooting for Jab We Met.
Right.
So I was in the process of getting into size 0. And that happened. So Jab We Met happened, and then, you know, I was shooting Tashan.
The rest is history, as they say.
And the rest is history, as they say. Then there was size 0.
I'll rather talk about specifically about stuff that actually made you the star that you are. And you know, like everyone has that one film that gets them all the female fans. Of course, you had the Ishwich, but as you rightly said, you're very young then.
Yeah.
Like say, if you take Notebook out of Ryan Gosling's career,
Sure.
there is no Ryan Gosling, according to me, among his female fans.
Sure.
And likewise, I feel the same thing about Shah Rukh Khan. Like the amount of credibility earned from DDLJ is
100%.
impossible to replicate.
100%.
Was Jab We Met that film for you? Like
would
just
say-
got you all the female fans, and that's why we only have women here. Not one man has showed up, which I'm sure you have.
वो
comedian
लड़का
fans as
खड़ा
well.
हुआ है वहाँ पे तेरे को ऐसे देख रहा है
वो record
भाई
कर रहा
मैं
है
हूँ,
sir.
भाई मैं हूँ, भाई.
He's behind the camera. What are you saying? He's working.
yeah but he gave me that he was like
He's saying I have a choice.
उसकी नजर लड़कियों पे ही जाती है यार तू भी यही करता तू मेरी जगह होता तो there's so many pretty girls in the room.
Coming back to Jab We
Yes,
Met.
sir. So I would say not just Jab We Met. A lot of credit goes to Jab We Met deservingly. But you know, Viva was a
Yeah.
film that
Yeah.
was just tremendous with the way that it performed. Ishwish also got me a lot of love. You know, in fact, because I used to dance a lot, do a lot of songs and all. Even my songs, you know, like I did songs even in a Dil Mange More, which didn't do well. That Gustakh Dil and all that. Those songs did really well. Fida also did average business, but the songs
Right.
did extremely well of that film. And a lot of female popularity comes from that. You know, like the best, the most fun I have with Meera is whenever we sit to watch cricket, she's only interested in how good looking the player is. She's not beyond a point interested to अच्छा खेल रहा है कि बुरा खेल रहा है. You know, so I mean, I think
Right. And a lot of
sometimes
females actually
that
follow sport.
adulation
Yeah,
comes from
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Even if you're doing a really crappy performance, but if you look cute and all, they are okay with it. You know, so. But I didn't want to just be that. Like I had my own thing. I want to be an actor, right? Then of course, even a film like Kabir Singh, for example, very highly kind of discussed and criticized, or like, you know, but huge amounts of female fan following.
I mean, even if you did what are quote unquote not the most loved movies,
Yeah.
you certainly were in your 20s and you were doing very well for yourself in terms of the films doing rather well in the theaters too. Like you were
It was an
legit
up and
movie
down
star.
journey.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to be in a space where work is coming to me and where I'm being seen. But it was quite a turbulent journey. Like
Okay.
you never really knew how long you're going to be relevant, and you didn't really know if you're going to be able to find content that is going to be able to take your journey forward as an actor, or get you credibility, or get you credibility and popularity together, which
Right,
is like the
right.
ideal kind of
Yeah.
scenario that I had. Like I wanted to be popular, but I also wanted to be credible. Right? So it was a very turbulent journey. I didn't know where I was going for a long period of time. And even now, you don't really know, right? I mean,
Sure.
you should never take it for granted.
Right.
But
But
you just become surer, you become kind of like more experienced, and you learn to find the things that work for you and kind of, you know, try and garner that. You know more people, more of your work has been seen, so people believe a little more in you. They might think about you and write something. Things like that start happening, and that it takes many years to get to a place like that.
સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડ ડે બેલ આઇકોન પર ક્લિક કરીને મેળવો તમામ વિડીયોના ડાયરેક્ટ નોટિફિકેશન.